we create the world we want to see through our actions. We all have agency. It's just choice. What a time to be alive and watch this play out and be a part of it.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Jeff Booth Why Deflation is Key to an Abundant Future. With his expertise in technology, system thinking, and design, he is at the forefront of a transition from an economic system built for the past and one built for the future.
And that's and that was the paradox for me in finding Bitcoin and then put pressure testing Bitcoin in the same version, in the same vein. Could this actually be a resolve to this dilemma the world faces? This we've always lived in this extractive economy, and for windows of time, it looked less extractive for certain regions of the world. In fact, the U.S. Was created out of we're breaking away and having individual rights and freedoms, and because the individual rights and freedoms, the free market is more powerful. It became the U.S. that we know today. Like it was a superpower because the free market is more powerful. And it became the reserve currency of the world. And it became all of the smartest people that were locked out of the system in Europe moved their families to create a new world, a new life for their families, and essentially more shots on net, more free market ideas moves faster than the closed market of a couple people deciding, which created for a time, and the Constitution is a big part of that, guaranteeing people's rights to act as free men, and then it got captured, and it got captured through money, through the Federal Reserve, and then a creeping state that used the exact same system that we saw before in Britain. Sun never sets on the British Empire, right? Same system before. That's now reaching end of days on that, and you then have El Salvador moving to Bitcoin, and you have other countries thinking about, okay, how do we play this game again, or how do we war game, destroy people, and convince our societies to go to war, and then reset the currency again and start the whole thing over again. And some people are thinking, okay, we could do this on gold again. And cutting through all of that nonsense is Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, there's never been something like it before. So it would be hard to imagine what that meant for most people in the world. They're using these frameworks, these ideas, to be able to understand what Bitcoin is. So for me, in trying to disprove what I just said and trying to kill Bitcoin from every possible angle, and by the way, there's still, we could talk about some of them right now. And that most people wouldn't understand that they were feeding the beast that was taking everything from them, which would give more attack vectors against Bitcoin.
Bitcoin neared $60,000 after the September 13 Wall Street open as gold set a new US dollar all-time high. Bitcoin extended a recovery that began prior to the weekly open as United States macroeconomic data left markets confident that Federal Reserve policy easing would be guaranteed at next week's meeting on interest rates. U.S. stocks were marginally up on the day, while gold recorded its highest ever USD value at $2,585 per ounce. Analyzing one-day timeframes, popular trader and analyst Rect Capital noted an encouraging bounce from the lower boundary of a descending BTC price channel. Great reaction so far, setting BTC up for a daily close above the channel bottom, black, he commented alongside an explanatory chart on X. Daily closes above the channel bottom have enabled upside in the past. For a bullish weekly close, BTC would need to stay above $58,150 until the end of the weekend. BTC/USD was just 1% down month to date, which helps explain the unusual September price performance for a month that usually sees losses of around 7%. Bitcoin is following the projection of a slow but consistent uptrend. This is really good, popular trader Craig Nouveau added in part of his latest X updates. Targets are $58.8 thousand liquidations and the wick at $59.5 thousand. Fellow trader Crypto Vikings noted that BTC/USD was on the verge of reclaiming the 200-period exponential moving average (EMA) on 4-hour timeframes. The breakout, he predicted, would be massive.
I was really trying to, and still do, try to disprove this hypothesis through Bitcoin and say, where could Bitcoin fail from that? And I've come to the conclusion it's very, very unlikely to fail. That by fail, I mean get centralized. But there are still risks. And one of the risks is if people just see it as a store of value, it will be captured. And in other words, if Bitcoin isn't a medium of exchange, it will not be a good store of value. So we're investing through ego death in companies that are creating peer-to-peer and ensuring that Bitcoin is also able to be used as a medium of exchange, and it's expanding really fast there. But I'd say in the Western world, most people think of it just as a store of value, if they think of it as a store of value at all. And it's also becoming that. It's also becoming a medium of exchange. Think about the audience of people in Bitcoin that aren't in Bitcoin yet for fear of the state stopping Bitcoin. They don't realize that the state has to run financial repression and destroy their life savings. And if they have a whole bunch of houses, those houses need to be taxed completely differently in the future, or taken back through either force or regulation to be able to keep that state control. So they're arguing about the thing they're scared about, while giving this more strength to the state to be able to take everything they have. It's nuts to me. They like that when you realize that effectively what they're saying by arguing that is saying, I don't have agency. I have no agency. And what you and I are saying, and what we're saying is, we create the world we want to see through our actions. We all have agency. It's just choice. Now, if you don't believe you have agency and you want to give that choice away to somebody else, then unfortunately the repercussions of your decision are not going to look good for you.
Bitcoin thus shook off uncertainty, which accompanied U.S. inflation data. The latest estimates from CME Group's FedWatch tool maintained confident market projections of a 0.25% rate cut on September 18 versus a larger 0.5% on September 18, which nonetheless decreased compared to earlier in the week. The S&P 500, as an example of the positive risk asset mood, had added nearly $2 trillion in value over the past week alone. Trading resource the Kobayashi letter observed. NVIDIA is up over 15% this week, and the S&P 500 is just 1% away from a new all-time high. It reported to its followers. Is this the most resilient market of all time? And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Zella. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.